Hey everybody, this is Modern Refugee. A lot of the stuff that I learned about putting up food came from the old timers, but there's still a few things that I've kind of taken what they taught me and I put sort of my own spin on it. And this is one of those techniques. Now, there's a lot of different ways you can put up food. You can can stuff, you can dry stuff, dehydrate, you can smoke items, you can put stuff in Mylar, you can freeze dry stuff. There's just a bunch of different ways to put up food nowadays. But I've always had a real liking for the stuff that basically doesn't require any type of energy. So, those real basic techniques that are cheap don't cost a lot of money. And this particular thing that I'm going to show you here is putting up fruit. And I have one way that I was taught to put up fruit, and that is basically wrap hard fruit like apples and pears and stuff in newspapers and put them in single layers of cardboard boxes. And this was something that the old timers used because they always had newspaper laying around. It was real simple to find a cardboard box. Most of the old farmhouses had some kind of either regular basement or Michigan basement where they could store that kind of stuff in. Well, I've seen different times where people that were working in produce departments and stuff, they had the boxes come in, and the boxes basically had individual cells in them that stored the fruit. And one day when I was picking up a bunch of coffee for people, and they used these drink carriers that they got back here to put people's coffee or soda pop in, whatever. And I said, you know what? Those cardboard drink containers would be absolutely perfect for storing fruit. And they got vent holes on the bottom so air can circulate. And if you put these types of basically that would be garbage anyway, you put these things to use to put your food up, you don't have any overhead whatsoever. You're not spending any energy, and you can basically use what would be considered garbage to help you out there. Anyway, I'm going to turn the camera out here, show you guys up close what this looks like here, explain this a little bit more to you. You guys stick around. All right, guys, this is basically what it looks like here. And what I use these drink carriers that you get at coffee shops, fast food places, whatever. But this is sort of a lightweight paper material that's kind of pressed together. So it's not quite cardboard, it's not quite paper, but it's got these big holes in the bottom. And these holes basically promote air circulation. That's what you want when you want to put this kind of fruit up. And basically you take your hard fruit, pears or apples, and you're going to wrap them in newspaper, and you're going to put them in the individual cells of the drink carrier. Now, you don't want to wash this fruit. Of course, you want to make sure the fruit isn't bruised or anything like that, and you maybe want to pick it just slightly green. But you don't want to wash the fruit. I never wash stuff like pears, apples. Potatoes is another one. You never want to wash that stuff. You want to just brush it off and then put it up. Potatoes you'd harvest, let them dry off, brush the dirt off them, and then put them up in your cold storage, because anytime you introduce water onto the skin of fruit, there's a chance you're going to promote spoilage. And moisture is sort of the bane of keeping any of this stuff from spoiling. And basically you just make sure there's no dirt on it by just brushing it off, and then you put the stuff up. And another thing, when you're doing this kind of stuff, I will typically keep this stuff either out in the garage, or I will keep it in the basement on a cement floor. And the reason I use a cement floor is cold air sinks, so it's always going to be cooler along the floor in like a basement. And we have a room in the basement where we don't have any light in it, and we keep it so the door ajar so air circulates through it. And then when you put that stuff on the floor, it's almost like a natural refrigeration, and that's how we put that stuff up. So basically this is the same technique, just a little bit more advanced than wrapping the newspapers in wrapping apples and stuff in newspapers and putting it in single layer boxes. I did a video on that a while back too. I will put a link in the description for that to show you guys how to do that as well. But this is something where you just take a piece of garbage that would get thrown out, you save them over the course of the year. If people are getting coffee at work or whatever, you save these guys and you use them to put your fruit up like I got right here. But anyway, I got these pears from my neighbor. I got a few more that I got to do here. I'm going to fill all these cells up and put it down in our cold storage. And then we have pears to put in our lunch boxes and stuff when we go to work here this fall. Anyway, this is Modern Refugee. Appreciate all my subscribers out there. Hope you guys got a little information and entertainment out of this video. As always, just showing you guys how to use something that would be discarded to your benefit. You guys take care.